Jaidyn Alexis has officially burned her last remaining ounce of self-respect to the ground, and what she just admitted on livestream has left the entire internet in a state of absolute horror. Stop looking at the old drama, because the mask is completely off. Jaidyn just went live to scream at trollers calling her a permanent doormat, but instead of defending herself, she dropped a toxic bombshell that completely paralyzed the entire commentary space.
Y'all irritate me when y'all be like, you're Delulu for Blue. Like, no, Delulu for Blue would be me sitting here being like, oh my God, like, we're so in love with each other. We're going to be together and I'm going to create this household and he's going to never cheat. He's going to love. No, nobody said that. Just because we create a couple good days with the kids, that doesn't mean I'm sitting here like waiting for Blue to come through the door. No, nigga, make an appointment. What are you talking about?
Critics are straight up labeling her a part-time side chick to her own baby daddy, arguing that she's happily sitting around waiting for her turn, while Blueface is actively out here running through more than 10 different women at the exact same time. But Jaden didn't pull up to apologize. She looked directly into the camera with pure, unhinged aggression and proudly admitted the most sickening part of their behind-the-scenes agreement. They are both single, they have zero boundaries, and they're going to keep sleeping together whenever they feel like it because nobody is selling her a dream. But let's be for real. If she's so unbothered and in control of this setup like she claims, why did her entire face distort with pure jealousy the second Chrisean Rock's name hit the screen? What Jaden did next wasn't just a clapback. It was a brutal, low-blow tactical strike about Chrisean's baby that completely crossed the line and changed the rules of this entire war. And wait until you see the dark, hidden receipt from 2 years ago that proves Jaden is completely trapped by a childhood void, and how Blueface is actively trying to sabotage her entire career behind the scenes right now. The internet was already on fire, but the second Jaden turned her attention away from the trollers and pointed her camera straight at Chrisean Rock, she dropped a nuclear bomb on the timeline. She didn't just address the rumors. She went completely off the rails, using the absolute rawest, most aggressive energy to shut down the whispers that she was secretly expecting another child with Blueface. Internet reactions suggest the collective jaw of the entire commentary space hit the floor when Jaden looked directly into the lens and yelled,
I'm not pregnant. Let's just clarify. I'm not pregnant. I don't know why weird crackhead people think that they need to go on the internet and talk about me when they need to figure out the definition of physical therapy and Fisher Price. And someone had to say it. I don't give a stop talking about me, and it's not my fault if you don't want to claim your baby. That has nothing to do with me. Why is that my fault?
This wasn't just a basic celebrity misunderstanding. It was a highly calculated, emotionally volatile tactical strike designed to completely invalidate Chrisean's entire existence in Blueface's world. Critics argue that Jaden deliberately used the pregnancy rumors as a weapon to publicize her deep-seated animosity, turning a personal boundary issue into a public spectacle. The emotional fallout was instantaneous, with Chrisean's loyal fanbase immediately swarming social media to accuse Jaden of being completely unhinged and classless for bringing up a woman's mental state and struggles on a public forum. The drama took an even darker turn when Jaden delivered what public discussion is calling the ultimate emotional low blow. Without flinching, she stated on camera that it is absolutely not her fault if Blueface refuses to claim Chrisean's baby. By throwing Blueface's rejection of Chrisean's child directly in her face, Jaden shifted the entire narrative from a standard baby mama dispute into a cruel game of status. Supporters believe Jaden was completely justified in drawing a hard line, arguing that Chrisean has spent months trying to subvert Jaden's position as the original day one partner. The consequences of this specific call-out have completely altered how the public views the power dynamic within this toxic throuple. For months, Chrisean operated under the assumption that her bond with Blueface gave her a permanent leverage point, but Jaden's brutal reminder completely shattered that illusion in front of hundreds of thousands of live viewers. Industry observers noticed that this move effectively separated Jaden's situational arrangement from Chrisean's chaotic reality, making it clear that while Jaden is perfectly content being a part-time option on her own terms, Chrisean is left begging for public acknowledgement that she simply isn't getting. As the live stream clips began circulating across every major T page, a massive shift in public perception began to take place. People who previously felt sorry for Jaden started to lose all sympathy, realizing that her anger isn't actually directed at the toxic man causing the chaos, but rather at the other woman trapped in the exact same cycle. The comment sections turned into a war zone, with users pointing out the sheer hypocrisy of Jaden mocking Chrisean for not having her baby claimed, while Jaden herself is actively being humiliated by the exact same man on a weekly basis. Behind the scenes, this verbal warfare has triggered a massive corporate headache for the platforms and producers attached to these individuals. When a public feud escalates to the point where children's legitimacy and parental abandonment are being used as casual punchlines for internet clout, the commercial viability of these reality stars takes a massive hit. Brand sponsors and digital networks are forced to reevaluate their alignments, proving that the short-term high of viral views often leads to long-term financial fallout for everyone involved. The most disturbing consequence of this act is the realization that Blueface has successfully conditioned both women to fight over his scraps while he remains entirely untouched by the backlash. While Jaidyn is busy screaming into her phone about who gets claimed and who doesn't, Blueface is actively sitting back, letting the chaos generate millions of impressions for his brand. This isn't just entertainment anymore. It's a masterclass in psychological warfare where the victims are doing the heavy lifting for their tormentor. Just when the audience thought Jaidyn had said her piece and would log off, she dropped one final, chilling perspective on their living arrangements. She made it clear that she doesn't care if Blueface hops on the internet later today and calls her a weirdo, because she is entirely desensitized to his disrespect. This admission didn't make her look strong. It exposed a deeply broken boundary system that has left viewers completely horrified. The narrative tension is at an all-time high, because if Jaidyn is truly this numb to public humiliation, it begs the question of what actually happens behind closed doors when the cameras stop rolling. And that is exactly where the hidden historical receipts come into play, exposing a truth that is much darker than anyone anticipated. The superficial layer of Jaidyn's modern internet bravado completely shattered when the internet dug up historical receipts that she simply cannot erase. Just as she was finishing her live stream, trying to convince the world that she is a fully detached, independent woman who is simply in on the joke, the commentary space did what it does best. They dropped the ultimate reality check. A devastatingly raw interview clip with Jason Lee from 2 years ago resurfaced, spreading across social media like wildfire, and exposing the deep psychological chokehold Blueface has possessed over her mind since high school. Critics argue that watching her current aggressive persona completely collapse when confronted with her past vulnerability is one of the most chilling public perception shifts of the year.
No, I'm not saying someone.
All right, tell you the truth.
No,
tell him why you
no. I'm not saying nothing. Honestly, I don't really know if I have a real reason why. Maybe I've just been so invested in, when I leave him, I'm just like kids, and getting myself together, because how am I going to even pursue somebody else
she be playing with little girls late at night?
How can I pursue any real relationship if I'm not even healed from this?
Mm-hmm.
Because even if I wanted to move on, he's still creeping back. Even if he's taking serious, he's still creeping back. So it's that sets me back.
In that unearthed footage, the world watched a completely different Jaidyn. One who wasn't screaming or throwing insults at Chrisean Rock, but instead weeping over her inability to break free from Blueface's grip. She openly confessed to Jason Lee that Blueface acts as a literal late-night boogeyman, explaining that every single time she attempts to heal, focus on her children.
So maybe that definitely feeds into it, and I long for that family thing. I want to dress all in Halloween PJs. I want to do the Christmas. I love that. I love to cook Thanksgiving, Christmas, all that. That's me. And maybe I just long for that. And he will do it. He will show up. Mm-hmm. And just because he do this on Saturday night, Sunday night, that's fine.
Public discussion surrounding this clip has turned incredibly somber, with viewers pointing out that Jaidyn's current unbothered attitude is actually a textbook defense mechanism, a total emotional desensitization built to survive a decade of public humiliation. The timing of this clip's resurgence could not have been more damaging to Jaidyn's brand identity. Industry observers noticed that while Jaidyn is currently trying to market herself as a strong, calculating matriarch who controls when and how Blueface enters her home, her past words prove she has never had a single ounce of control. Supporters of Chrisean Rock immediately weaponized the footage, taking to the comment sections to prove that Jaidyn has been enduring this exact same cycle of cheating and degradation since before Chrisean was even in the picture, completely debunking the narrative that Chrisean was the sole source of Jaidyn's misery. But the absolute darkest revelation from this historical deep dive came when Jaidyn explained the exact childhood void that keeps her trapped in this loop. She admitted on camera that because she never experienced a stable family structure growing up, she values the illusion of a father figure above her own personal safety and dignity. In a quote that has left modern audiences completely horrified, Jaidyn explained that it doesn't matter what Blueface does on a Saturday night or a Sunday night with other women, because she knows he will always show up to play a happy family for Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner. The consequences of this resurfaced interview have completely split the internet's reaction down the middle. One side feels an immense wave of sympathy, realizing that Jaden is a victim of severe psychological conditioning, clinging to a fake holiday fantasy just to keep her family unit intact. On the other side, critics are showing zero mercy, arguing that by accepting a toxic man's wild weekend behavior in exchange for holiday photo op, she is actively teaching her children to tolerate the exact same abuse in their own future relationships. The narrative tension has reached an absolute boiling point because this historical perspective reframes her entire verbal war against Chrisean. Jaden isn't fighting for Blueface love. She is fighting to protect the fragile, toxic holiday stability she bargained her soul for. But just when the internet thought the situation couldn't get worse, a new detail completely changed the narrative, exposing a massive financial scam that proves Blueface isn't just messing with Jaden's head. He is actively trying to destroy her livelihood behind scenes. The narrative has officially reached its peak, and the fallout from this toxic arrangement is no longer just an internet shouting match. It has completely spiraled into a multi-million-dollar war over brand survival and professional exploitation. At the exact same time Jaidyn Alexis is defending her part-time arrangement, public records and social media tracking confirm that Blueface is actively juggling more than 10 different women simultaneously. Meanwhile, mid-2026 production schedules show that Jaden has been filming her own highly anticipated television reality series, Finding Love for Jaden, a show explicitly designed to help her move past her toxic history and find a stable partner. The ultimate clash occurred when footage went viral showing Blueface actively lurking behind the scenes on the set of her production, single-handedly disrupting the entire corporate premise of the network's investment. The immediate timeline shift to the present moment has ignited massive online speculation, with the comment sections transforming into an absolute civil war. Millions of viewers are calling the reality show a total scam, speculating that Jaden has been executing a calculated corporate hustle, using a network budget to find love, while secretly keeping Blueface on the payroll behind closed doors. Rumors are swirling that Jaden's aggressive live stream was actually a desperate damage control tactic to salvage her contract, after fans threatened a massive boycott of the upcoming season. Further speculation suggests that Jaden's recent public mockery of Chrisean spending 3 consecutive days with Blueface was a calculated leak to distract the public from her own production scandals. Behind the scenes, the corporate fallout has been instantaneous and brutal. Industry observers notice that network executives and major digital brand sponsors are furious about Blueface's unannounced gatekeeping on set. The entertainment space operates on strict monetization metrics, and a dating show losing its fundamental authenticity means immediate ad revenue death. Media analysts are openly stating that Jaden is actively burning her own commercial brand to the ground by allowing a toxic partner to publicly claim her as baby mama property. While she tries to sell an independent dating narrative, she has alienated the very female demographic that buys her music and streams her content. The structural tension is now at an absolute breaking point. Jaden's professional livelihood is dangling by a thread, completely compromised by the exact same man she praised for showing up to Christmas dinner. The public is no longer just laughing at a T-channel dispute. They're watching a woman's entire career face total annihilation because she refused to draw a boundary. The entire Blueface circus has officially moved from a standard toxic cycle into a full-scale career demolition derby. Jaidyn Alexis went live to aggressively claim she is completely in control of her life, but her own explosive actions, her brutal low blows toward Chrisean Rock, and the haunting historical receipts have completely exposed the truth. She is a woman deeply trapped by a childhood void, protecting a toxic holiday fantasy at the absolute cost of her own dignity and her multi-million-dollar professional brand. But the absolute biggest unresolved mystery remains. If Blueface is actively running through more than 10 different women right now, and he completely ghosted Jaden during the actual filming of her show, what is the real, hidden corporate or psychological agreement behind closed doors that makes her run right back to him the exact second she is about to secure her own independent bag? This is where the real debate starts, and I need to hear from you down in the comments. Is Jaidyn Alexis a calculated reality star who is perfectly manipulating this drama for views and a corporate network check? Or has she completely lost her mind and her self-respect by letting Blueface publicly sabotage her entire career just to claim her as property? Drop your thoughts below because the comment section is already in a massive civil war. If you want the absolute rawest, unfiltered breakdowns on this ongoing industry madness before anyone else drops them, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because with the reality show contestants now officially drawing a line in the sand and calling out Blueface on camera, this situation is no longer a game, and the next behind-the-scenes leak is about to change everything. Stay tuned.